I have a manitow Qd0323w ice maker that the harvest light blink randomly when on ice mode. When it harvest, the light went solid. It tried to harvest hot gas mode, but no ice fall off. I can feel some ice at the evaporator though. Wait overnight, there are some ice in the bin but it is way too slow for making ice.
Hi, how are you? How long does the machine run before it goes into harvest? Usually on startup, the harvest light doesn't blink at all. As ice forms on the evaporator, it should begin to blink. Then eventually goes into harvest once water is constantly contacting the ice thickness control at the top of the evaporator behind the water curtain. Let me know how long the machine runs prior to going into harvest and I can help you further diagnose it from there. Thanks.
It ran about 10 minutes before first harvest.
That is not long enough. Are you getting a large amount of ice at the top and very little at the bottom of the evaporator? Typically your run cycle on a manitow walk will be between 25 to 35 minutes per cycle. This varies some based on ambient temperature, water temperature and cleanliness of the machine as well as evaporator condition. Also, you need to check behind that water curtain and make sure the ice thickness control has not broken and come off of its mounting place. I would verify that because if it's just hanging down beyond its location it could just be sitting against or very close to the evaporator.
I want to rate your service but didn't see a rate button.
I did not think we were done diagnosing it so I had not sent a rating request. What did you find going on?
The ice maker works fine today. It made a full bin of ice since yesterday. Originally someone tried to clean the unit with garden hose. Some water could cause the trouble, so I will just keep an eye of it.
Alright. Check the wire going into the thickness control for cuts right where it enters the control. I clean them all the time with a garden hose without issue, but I have seen that wire have a cut in it, creating a false sense of ice when water settles there. You should be able to rate me now.
Well, the ice maker doesn't work again. It doesn't turn on any water valve or compressor when I switch to ice mode, but when I switch to clean mode first and let it ran after it dumped the water in the reservoir and refill it again, then switch to ice mode, it will start making ice.
Did you switch it from off to ice or from clean directly to ice? For example, if you put it in clean then immediately flip it back to ice, it will run a clean cycle then automatically go to making ice. However, if you have it in off then switch to ice, or if it's been in clean for a little while then switch to ice, then it will be in ice making mode.
I switch to off first then ice and compressor and everything start.
Okay, that sounds like it may have been locked out on an error. Before you switch it back off and to ice again next time it stops running, remove the cover and there should be two lights below the function lights that flash errors. Inside of the front cover where the cleaning instructions are should have an explanation of these errors. Then we can go from there.
I don't see any code flashing, but I suspect the curtain magnet connection is failing. When I ohm it out I didn't get any resistance, but when I switch it to clean mode the curtain light will be on, but when I switch to ice mode it didn't come on immediately.
I agree. That is odd. That curtain light should be on regardless unless the curtain isn't closed or the magnet is missing. You may want to check the plastic pins up top on the curtain where it mounts to the evaporator and make sure they aren't sagging.
I think the magnet is in perfect shape but the switch might be going bad. If I want to replace the whole switch, how can I do it? It seems non-reachable behind the evaporator.
It usually mounts to the side of the evaporator. If you remove the water current and all the water distribution tubes you can unbolt the evaporator and move it around some to make it easier. It's held to the back wall by 5/16 screws. The switch, if I recall correctly, should snap in or out of the evaporator housing. I haven't done one in a very long time. It's quite rare they got that.
It was the bad curtain switch, replaced it and it worked fine, thanks.
Great. Glad you got it taken care of.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit justanswer.com/YTHI.